Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Michelle in Review episode of We Watch Shudder. All the deliverables have been QC'd. We're ready to go. Who's here with me?
Michelle, and I have not passed a quality control check. Unfortunately, I have definitely been considered a defect. I've been left on the warehouse floor, but someone will find and love me. One of the workers will be like, no one's going to care for her. I'll take her home as an interesting centerpiece. She'll be a discussion point.
Worst case scenario, Michelle, you end up on the island of misfit toys.
I feel like I would lead those sons of bitches. I would become their leader. We would revolt Lord of Flies style.
You may very well be right. Just to let any of you in, somebody made a comment on one of our things, and their comment was, I wasn't even able to be upset about it because it was just so ridiculous. They said, how did the deliverables of this pass QC? And I'm just like, brother, what kind of corporate speak mumbo jumbo are you coming at me with? In what world do you think, first of all, that there's any quality control going on here at all? Well, it's like, I was just so blown away about how like tech bro corporate speak it was, and I was very amused. Anyway.
And I still think he was talking about the movie, and that no one would check out our show. No one would do that. That's dumb.
I understand where you're coming from there, Michelle, but also I'm coming from the perspective where I just can't possibly wrap my head around the idea that anybody would ever say that about that movie. So I have to assume it was about our episode and not the movie, because anybody who would say that about the movie is, I don't know, they might need counseling.
Plot twist, he was referring to both.
Oh, or neither, and he was just commenting on the wrong thing. He thought he was in a different tab.
I like both of those.
Could be.
Okay. Well, this
anyway,
was a good episode.
It's Michelle in Review, guys. If this is your first time checking out We Watch Shudder, first of all, thank you for checking out the show. Michelle in Review is always a good one. This is once a month. We get together and we talk about all the stuff that we saw during the month that we think is worth talking about, that we weren't able to talk about on the regular full episodes of the show. And we do this because, as you are about to learn, Michelle, in particular, consumes a voracious amount of content on a regular basis, and she's going to have way more shit to talk about than I am. And that's why this is Michelle in Review, and that's why she's Michelle. What segments do we have this time, Michelle?
Okay, well, now that this is the first Michelle in Review, where Michelle in the News has become its own thing, where I just talk about upcoming news, and people like the format. That's so thrilling, because then they can just check in and see, like, what did I read about? That's kind of cool. That's coming up. So what format of this one? I have been drinking wine, just in case anybody can't tell. This is Wine Michelle in Review. So our format is going to be okay, hang on. I was looking at my notes. Okay, let's try this again. I'm going to tell you the number of things that I consumed. Not food. The number of non-food things that I consumed. Then we're going to get into some spoiler-free / light discussion of things that I did watch or eat or devour, and that's going to include horror in the after times, aka new horror, aka post-COVID. We have decided that COVID is our whole before Christ Auto Domingo or whatever, BC AD, whatever it is, Latin PC. So horror in the after times, horror in the before times, aka older horror and pre-COVID, non-horror, and then literature. And here's a spoiler alert for literature. Fuck books. I didn't read a goddamn thing. No, I take that back. I did read a book. I did not finish the book. I am halfway through The 100-Year-Old Man Who Climbed Out the Window and Disappeared by Jonas Jonasson. And it's a really delightful book, but I did not finish it. So fuck that. 0 books this I almost said year, which technically is kind of a new year. It is February, and that's almost a new year. Back to you, JD.
So Michelle's
Here's
gonna hit
JD
you with
the news.
She's gonna hit you with the numbers. We're gonna talk about some new things. We're gonna talk about some old things. We're gonna talk about a variety of things. I have just a couple of things that I think I've got one movie. I got 1, 2, 3 movies from the before times, and that's it. Michelle,
Nice.
That's it.
Nice.
So, and again, if this is your first time tuning in, this first segment here, this is going to explain to you why you are slacking off incredibly, just like I am. When you find out how much
jacking off
content.
incredibly, just like I am.
Michelle has definitely been drinking some wine tonight.
I am so red.
Michelle had the audacity to have some thoughts about a thing that she presented in a clever fashion, but she out-clevered a bunch of fucking mouth-breathing neckbeards who clearly have no reading comprehension skills, and she's drinking wine to numb the really what it is she's shocked by the sheer just utterly confident wrongness of some people, and also just with everything else going on in the world, to also be reminded of how utterly tragic our education system is, and the utter lack of reading comprehension in people. That's really getting to Michelle tonight, and so she had to drink a bunch of wine.
I am in a very weird position where currently there's 43 comments on my post. Most of them are angry, but I'm in agreement with them because they didn't read more than half of the sentence that it starts with, where I'm like, oh, iron lung, which we'll get into. Like, I'm implying it's bad, but it's not bad. They just didn't read to that part of it. So then, like, one guy's all in caps, like, what the fuck? Who was it? And I'm like, this is so weird because I don't feel attacked about this because I agree. You're really mad and we're in agreement.
I was going out of my way to avoid the specific topic, and then you just dove right in and was like,
they can know. None of those people are checking out the show.
Basically,
they don't know how to Google.
Pawn off my issues as like, because I mean, I don't know. Do you want to talk about how it made you feel, Michelle, or do we want to save that for another time?
I'm a broken individual. I don't know what else they need to know.
Let me put it to you this way, guys. This is something I feel like I can tell you so that you understand this, and I mean this in the most loving and complimentary way possible. This is how incredible my partner in podcast crime, Michelle, is. Michelle feels like simply responding to somebody who is very obviously incorrect to inform them that they are in fact very obviously incorrect would make her an asshole. And so she doesn't want, like, it's like, oh, the more people come, but thankfully she's not getting too worked up about it. I just thought that was adorable. I was like, Michelle, you think just telling somebody they're wrong when they're wrong, it makes you a jerk? That's amazing.
Yes, because here's the thing. They might be super wrong, but if you correct someone, it doesn't matter. They're gonna get angry at you because people don't like to accept that they're wrong, even when they are objectively, without a doubt, like, this person did not direct this movie. What are you talking about? It's a fact. Then, I don't know. I can't handle conflict. I'm in therapy. It's fine.
And then, of course, me, Mr. Oh, fuck, I love some conflict. I'll start a goddamn argument. Not neglecting to consider that I'm commenting from the podcast Facebook and not from my own. Just start going down the list and just dropping these. Is like, Rocky is not a good example of what we're talking about here. Braveheart is not an example of what we're talking about. The Game is not an example. All right, that Shane Carruth guy. Okay, fair enough. He knew what he was talking about.
100%.
But it's just like, you guys are so wrong, and you didn't read anything, and So then I had to go back and get rid of all of those. But
And here's how scared I am of conflict. Even asking you, like, please don't do this under our page so I get the notifications. Please just do it as yourself. I don't mind. I don't want to police your speech. Even that, I was like, he's going to hate me. He's not going to want to record tonight because I'm being such a control freak with my anxiety. I need to start drinking wine because we're about to have a very angry Michelle in review, and I don't know how to handle that.
Here's the thing, Michelle, is what had happened is I legitimately forgot that I was commenting from the podcast profile and that I had not switched back to my own. And so I was like, yeah, that's probably a bad idea. And so I went back and got rid of them.
And that's how you get banned from doing ads on the page, trying to sell cocaine as we watch Shudder.
Guys, look, okay, if this is your first time tuning in, quite frequently, yes, we drop into something that we call the therapy portion, where we just talk about shit that's going on because, mental health. But I forgot that I was on the podcast Facebook page, and I was just scrolling through the feed, and there was this post, some kind of a meme, and it had a picture of one of those old classic, like 1970s, like fire pit couches where there's like the fireplace, and then the couch is like sunken into the ground, and you like step down into it. A conversation pit, a coke pit is what it was. But there's something. It's like, what did people do in a place like this in the 70s or a thing like this? And my comment was cocaine. Lots of cocaine, because A, that's a fact, and B, I thought it was kind of funny, and I was immediately told that I was promoting drug use, and now I'm not able to run ads through my Facebook, which means I can't run ads for things the podcast does. But the hilarious part about that is that Michelle can run all the ads through the podcast feed that she wants. They just can't originate from me. Boy, you sure got us, Facebook. You sure got us.
Joke's on them. I'm about to put out so many ads about cocaine.
Side note, by the way, they not only did they call me on it, they told me that they had removed my comment. Before that happened, I had been scrolling through the comments just to see if anybody else had cleverly said the same thing I did. And like the day before, or maybe it was 7, anyway, it was a significant amount of time before, somebody had said Coke, lots of Coke, and that comment was still there. So
you're talking about soda.
Yeah, fucking Facebook, god damn it.
Man, social media is a blight on our humanity.
I think I'm good. Michelle, are you good? Are you ready to review?
I'm 2 glasses into wine. I'm good.
I'm working on my 3rd giant can of energy drink for the day, so let's do it.
I haven't finished my water. I have to drink this whole thing while we record. I have so much water left to drink.
Well, what's going to inspire that is if you start talking a whole bunch, so why don't you hit us with the numbers to begin with, Michelle?
Okay, numbers, we're back, baby. My goal every month is to consume 60 pieces of content. 1 point per movie. 1 point per season or mini-series of a show. I don't care if it's 50 hours long. I don't care if one of the things that I watched last month was one season of Judy Justice, which is like 25 half-hour episodes. I don't care. 1 point. That's all it gets. And books, also 1 point. This is how we do it. And my goal is to have 60 points by the end of the month, because I figure 2 points per day, if that's 2 movies, that's 4 hours. I can get that done while multitasking and looking at a spreadsheet or some shit. You know, the things I like to do for fun. Just alphabetizing. Who knows? Sorting my cross-stitch thread. That's one of the things I'm doing right now. I can totally get that done. That's easy. That's hobby time. And sometimes I don't hit the 60 goal. And that makes me so sad. But I did it. I did it this month. We are back. I have changed my mental health medicine, and I think it's working because I'm watching things again, and I'm not just sitting in the dark wondering when death will come for us. It will come for us all. So here's the numbers. Total, 73. Yeah, that's right. 7 plus 3 equals 10. 73, very good number. Movies, 48, which means miniseries or seasons of TV shows, 25. I can only imagine what my numbers would be if it was like per episode or per hours, because that is I redid my watch list so that I could make it more efficient to choose what I needed to watch. And so 25, I was binging some stuff while my multitasking. Books, 0. Fuck you. I don't know how to read. So 73 things total. Pretty good numbers. I'm back. I'm excited. I have so much content inside my noggin. Back
Michelle,
to you, JD. Back in the studio.
This is why you have to start counting your miniseries and TV shows differently.
I know,
because
but
25
it's so funny.
Consider, Michelle, that's a minimum of, even if each one of those is just a 2-part thing, that's, you're not counting 23 things that you watched.
I know.
I keep trying to tell her that she needs to stop counting the number of pieces and just record the total number of minutes. But,
You really think that I need to add another thing to my steps? You don't think it's crazy enough that
No,
I created a pivot table?
No, because in my world, you would do the sensible thing, which is you would just shift to the more relevant statistic and stop tracking the other one entirely.
There's more math involved that way, because then in my IMDb database that I created for myself, I would have to put the length of each thing. And each thing would need its own line on the table that I created to track what I watched and my thoughts about it, and what year it's from, and what time I watched it, and what type of media it was. All of that I got to add time to now. And then I'm going to really think like, man, so books. This book was a 20-hour audiobook. Okay, easy, 20 hours. This other book, The 100-Year-Old Man Who Left His House or some shit, how many hours did that take me?
To be fair, I don't think you should include like books or video games in the hour count. I'm just talking about movies and TV.
But it's going to be different metrics then. How can I cope?
Well, and my point ultimately is that if you did it that way, not only would you have a more accurate representation of how much stuff you actually consumed, but you would also have significantly higher numbers than you have already, and you could be like, what up? What up?
You know, maybe I'll just do it when the miniseries or TV show's number is impressive, because I am curious what this 25 number winds up being. So maybe after this episode, I'll go total it up.
Yeah, let's even, like, if that 25 is, like, let's say 25 miniseries, look, it's got to be a minimum of 50 hours, right?
Yeah.
Way more than that if you watch 25 episodes of Judy Justice. Anyway.
Yeah.
So this, guys, again, this is why we call it Michelle in Review. Now, she's not going to talk about 78 fucking things.
No.
But,
if anything, I'd talk about 73 of them, because I did not watch 78. That's giving me too much credit.
Wow. Okay. Anyway, so I guess that brings us to horror in the after times, post-COVID, 2020 and forward. What do you got, Michelle?
Yeah. Okay, so starting her off, I have started writing down the things that I have said. Well, they were already written down. Anyway, I've made a note when I have mentioned something that I'm excited to watch in the upcoming month, which is now, that list is in Michelle into News. But I thought it would be just fun to like keep track of that and see like how many of those things did I actually watch. Not starting out strong, because out of the 7 movies that I said that I was excited for, I've only seen 3 of them. I did not want to leave my house a lot. I was too busy sitting in the dark watching Judy Justice and thinking about death. So instead, I have only seen Mother of Flies, Return to Silent Hill, and Iron Lung, all of which we'll be talking about. We do have a separate Mother of Flies episode. I have not yet seen 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple, Night Patrol, Mercy, and Send Help. I'll remedy at least one of those this week, but I just haven't yet. And so they're high priority whenever they hit streaming. Or maybe I'll go see Send Help in the theater this week. Who knows? Or will I be in the dark thinking about death? I don't know. Have my meds kicked in that much, or can I leave to go send help? Oh man, if only someone would send me help. That would be great. So, horror in the after times. Yes, JD.
I just had a quick thought, and so I wanted to get it out of my head. You said you had gone to see Iron Lung. Do our local theaters have that ridiculous Iron Lung popcorn bucket?
I did not see it.
Aww.
So I don't think so. The popcorn bucket is real cool.
Yeah, it is. I was pretty stoked to get one of those Galactus buckets, and then I realized they're like an AMC exclusive, and we don't have AMC. That's fucking lame. Anyway, we don't need to talk about popcorn buckets. What do you got then in the after times, Michelle?
Okay, well, let's just start her off with two of the things that I was excited about. That would be, we're only going to briefly talk about Iron Lung, because we are doing a full episode about it, as JD informed me that I had already agreed to. And then I went, oh yeah, I don't pay attention to the schedule. You tell me what I'm watching and when we're recording, and then I get it done. So I was like, hey, you planning on seeing it? And he was like, well, we're doing an episode about it. So, okay, cool. So Iron Lung, yes, JD.
I would like to point out that not only had we already had a discussion about doing an episode about the movie, I had already informed you that I purchased a ticket for, I believe it's the 12:30, like the noon 30 showing this Tuesday, and that's why we had to put the episode off until next week.
I completely believe all of that happened. I do not doubt it.
I completely believe that you completely forgot all of it too.
Oh yeah. I don't remember things. I am a goldfish. And oh no, I'm outside of my bowl. I can't breathe air. I can only breathe water. Like an iron lung, kind of. Anyway, Iron Lung, I just, even though we're going to be doing an episode, I got to talk about it just briefly. Iron Lung, here's the thing. If it winds up being in my top 5 for 2026, I will be thrilled. This is worthy of a top 5. If this winds up being my favorite movie from 2026, I will be disappointed. And then I'll be like, that was the best thing I saw. So that's how I feel about it. Now, that is also to say that I fucking love this movie. The game, very, very simple. The movie, holy shit, I don't know what I watched. And that's why I was like, JD, I want your opinion. Oh, I get your opinion next weekend when we record? Cool, I'm happy to hear that. I have been very vocal. I liked it. I was confused as hell. I want to read the screenplay. I'm probably going to go see it again. Yes, JD. Oh no.
Are you sure? Are you sure you liked it, Michelle? It sounded like maybe you didn't like it.
Oh my god.
Have you ever seen
flashbacks.
Rocky?
They're going to be so mad to learn that I haven't. I wasn't going to tell them that.
You haven't even seen it, and you know it wasn't written by, directed by, produced by, and starring the same person.
I take that back. I think I watched Rocky for the first time like 2 years ago, but it was fucking forgettable. No, I'm kidding. It's just... Sylvester Stallone is a very funny person.
Wow.
It wasn't actually a bad movie. I just like, if you tell me there's a movie about boxing, I'm like, cool. I would like to watch anything else. That does not appeal to me.
I am excited to see this movie. I don't know shit about the game. I'm not a video game person, so I didn't know about the movie. Clearly didn't know it was based on a game. But when Michelle came back from it and she's like, I have no idea what I just saw, but I thought it was awesome. That immediately kicks in my, I bet I can figure this one out, kind of senses. So I'm real excited to go see it. I'm curious what kind of fucking weirdness is going on here, and if I am able to at least develop a theory of my own as to what was going on. We all know that didn't really work out for me the last time I tried to do it with that movie, A Desert, which I thought I had just the most brilliant take on, and clearly I was wrong. Go watch that movie and then listen to our episode. But no, super excited to see Iron Lung this Tuesday.
Yeah, I think you are either going to love or hate it. There will not be an in-between.
That's exactly the impression I got from the way you were talking about it, yeah.
There are 3 ways it will go. One of them, you're confused, but you love it. You feel like you got enough information to just enjoy the ride. 2, you got enough information, you're thrilled, you have a theory you feel pretty confident about, and you loved it. 3, you had a theory and it was proved wrong, and now you're mad. Or else, like, you did not get enough information. Those are how it works. Either your theory is wrong, or you don't have a theory and you're mad. You don't like when a movie tricks you. That is how it is. You don't likes. You don't like when a movie does something that you were not expecting and it like didn't feel like it earned it. And there is a clear-cut part that will either make or break you.
I would like to point out immediately that is the part that matters, Michelle. I am totally fine with a movie that does something I didn't think it was going to do. I don't like when a movie is all smoke and mirrors and just does something that is like completely out of left field with what I don't feel was any kind of... I don't like a lot of Deus Ex Machina and random shit that's just happening. If it follows logically, I'm fine. My problem is not...
You might hate this movie.
Well, I'm just saying, my problem is not that I don't like it when a movie does something I didn't think it was gonna do. That's a mischaracterization of the situation.
Tricks you specifically.
Oh, no, I don't even mind when a movie tricks me as long as I feel like the trick was valid. I love a certain kind of movie. You know what movie I fucking loved? The Usual Suspects. That movie is all one big magic trick.
That's the one where they're like, "Hey, who's this guy?"
Oh, careful on the spoilers. Yeah, who is Kaiser Soze?
Kaiser Soze. Okay, that is a real
and
good
Gabriel
movie.
Byrne is in it, and Kevin Spacey, R.I.P. that guy's career. Which is bullshit, right? Like, everybody's like, oh, cancel culture. Kevin Spacey's working again. All these guys are fucking working. Anyway, we don't need to get off on that
JD hates tricks so much that he goes to magic shows and just punches the magician. He's like, show me how you knew my card.
Michelle, you know very much that I fucking love magic.
I know you love it.
To a
but
degree...
that doesn't stop you from slapping a bitch. I don't know how it was done, and I'm angry.
I can't
you just cut that woman in half.
I can't remember the last time I slapped a bitch, Michelle. Come on.
Well, maybe you'd be happier if you did. They have like rage rooms, just people.
Michelle's got her sassy. She's got her sassy wine pants on tonight. Anyway, man, this is gonna be a
wine
long
pants?
one.
Oh man, just me covered in Ziplocs with straws.
We're coming up on 28 minutes and we haven't talked about a single movie yet.
Iron Lung, we started.
I guess that's par for the course. Anyway, what else? What's next?
This is my fucking show. Okay, so next one. You know how I was really delighted about the Iron Lung video game getting adapted into a movie? You know how that happened? And I was really happy about it. The week before I saw Return to Silent Hill. And here's the thing. We try to be positive on this podcast because oddly enough, sometimes the filmmakers find us and they send us messages, and for the most part they're really cool, but then I feel bad. I know it takes a lot of effort to do this. Return to Silent Hill. Oh yes, JD?
I do want to clarify a detail that Michelle you did kind of overlook there, I imagine, because it's wine night. Yeah. And this is true. They have a tendency to contact us on movies where Michelle didn't particularly care for the movie.
Yeah, the ones where I am bullying the movie is where they find us. The number of
times that we have been contacted by a filmmaker for a movie that not only did Michelle not like it, but Michelle didn't and I did. So I'm spending that whole episode just singing praises.
And I'm over
uncanny.
here roasting it because I think it's really funny, and I think there's no way that clearly, like, this is in jest. Puppet Master, I will never ever get over Puppet Master, and how he was like, well, for the record, and I was like, God damn it, why did you find this? I was so funny though.
Puppet Man.
Yeah, see, I don't even remember the name of it. Puppet Master was also a very good movie. Puppet
So
Man
anyway.
had good effects, but questionable. Okay, so Return to Silent Hill. Yeah, I don't like to bully people, but I do feel like Christoph Gans deserves to be bullied at least a little bit. Here's the thing. The first Silent Hill from 2006, I know it is not a beloved film by many. It is in my top 10 horror movies of all time. It legitimately scared me. I was also in high school, and I was not as well versed and not afraid of anything as I am now that I'm old and jaded. That movie scared me. I've rewatched it multiple times. I still love how it feels like the Silent Hill video game. And they added things that didn't feel like they were distracting from the actual core story. There were obviously differences, but I loved it. I thought that the deaths were brutal. I thought that the foes / enemies / creatures were really cool. The graphics aren't perfect, but fuck that. So it's great movie. And then Silent Hill Revelation came out in 2012. And I went to the theater to see that. And I was so excited. And to say that I was angry would be an understatement. Because back then I was getting very angry about movies that I did not enjoy. So I left that and I was like, how dare they? And then I heard Return to Silent Hill was coming out. Christoph Gans, the guy who did the 2006 one, and it's about Silent Hill 2, arguably the best game of the entire Silent Hill series. Oh my god. I'm excited. I don't want to get my hopes up. My life is full of disappointment. I'm in therapy about it. I don't want to get too excited. But I was excited. And then the credits rolled for Return to Silent Hill. And everyone in the theater started talking about how confused they were. I have never had that experience in a theater. I did have the experience of The Substance where it was 4 of us total and it got done and all of us stood up and started talking to each other because 2 of us were alone and then there were 2 girls that were there as a pair. That's how numbers work. And we all started talking, being like, what the fuck was that? That was crazy, but that was so fun. Return to Silent Hill, people like... My friend Pear was sitting beside me. He turned to me and he went, Michelle, what the fuck was that? Because he doesn't know the games at all. And I was like, Pear, we were either going to get a good movie or we were going to get one true to the video game. We barely got either. So they tried. But those of us familiar with the game were confused why things changed. People who don't know the game story have no idea what the fuck was happening. And that's just generally how it happened. And I liked the graphics sometimes. They were very low budget, but like the general feel of the hill that is silent, that was pretty cool. But oh man, that was one of my most looked forward to movies in 2026. And Silent Hill 2 is such a hard property to adapt. So I thought if somebody was going to do it, they were going to take the care and love that it required. And then I figured out that I don't think Christoph Gans knows what Silent Hill 2 is about. And that's just a real bummer. So yeah, Return to Silent Hill. I'm trying to be as positive as I can. But man, I am so sad, JD. How dare he? How dare he?
It'll be okay, Michelle.
I don't know. I never want another... Here, I left Return to Silent Hill and went, holy shit, are you really going to make me question whether Silent Hill Revelation is a better sequel than this one? Happy to report, I did rewatch Revelation yesterday. No, it's still way worse. I will never forgive Kit Harington for what he did. His American accent is bizarre. Why did they name the characters all the names from the Silent Hill series just to try to justify, like, oh, well, this is this game girl, but we're changing her name so that we can justify doing a different game? None of that is necessary. You could just do different stuff. Anyway, no, I'm happy to report that Revelation is still my least favorite. But I did watch an hour-long YouTube video explaining why Return to Silent Hill was an abomination. That made me feel better.
I have never played a Silent Hill video game ever in my life. I did see that very first Silent Hill movie with was it Rhoda Mitchell is in that?
Yes. Yes, it is.
I saw that one time. It wasn't my bag, and so I never saw the other one, and I didn't see this one. I'm not gonna see this one. So lucky me, I guess. But that's a bummer. I know how that goes when there's something that like, man, I really wanted that to be fucking rad, and it was a real bummer.
It did make me want to go play Silent Hill 2 again. That's how bad it was.
And did you actually go play Silent Hill 2 again?
Oh, not yet. I just saw it last week, and I'm currently working my way through Yakuza 5. I got other things on my list. We'll get to it. I got a discussion about Terabytes, the evolution of horror. Here's a fun fact. You've never played the games. One of the big things that they change in the movies that I can't stand is Return to Silent Hill. It's an ironic title. The hills in the game are actually very loud. They're screaming. That is the ambiance throughout the whole thing, is just like really loud hills. Your entire plot is trying to get the hill to shut the fuck up. And sometimes it's screaming in agony. Otherwise, it's just telling you about your day. And it doesn't stop. And it works in a corporate office. And it's just like, today I was talking to Benjamin in the copying machine room. And he was scanning something. And I was like, no, Benjamin, that's against policy. It's horrible. And then they just completely changed that in the movie. Very loud hills.
Are you serious?
No, of course not.
It's like, what the fuck? Like, because like
Silent Hills are very loud.
Hills that are constantly screaming. That's where you got me. Because like that part, I was like, okay, I could see that being a thing. And then you started, and then I was like, what is this, like some sort of like extra horror version of that like first chapter of Life of Chuck? What the fuck is going on here? Okay.
That would be a good game. I'm gonna make that Loud Hill. That's gonna be my game. Loud Hill. It's not foggy. It's completely hills. Bright, very daylight, so that you can see the hills screaming. Okay. So Silent Hill, I had an emotional roller coaster. Lastly, for my horror in the after times, Die My Love. Every year, as soon as we get done doing our 2025 recap and saying what our top movies of the year were, in January, I wind up watching one movie that I wish I had seen and made the list. And Die My Love, I did not expect to be that one, and yet it is. This is starring Jennifer Lawrence and Robert Pattinson. Pattinson? Yes, he's not the evangelist man, right? Robert Patterson is the Christian dude, right? Which Robert is it?
It's Pat Robertson is the Christian dude.
Okay, so Pat Robertson is Batman. I just want
Robert Pattinson is Batman.
Yes, that's what I meant. I need more wine. Hang on.
No, you don't.
No,
Clearly.
That's the thing I would make if I was sober. That's an issue. I don't know. He's Edward. I don't know. He's Cedric Diggory. I don't know that man's name. Who is he? Anyway.
Pattinson.
Yeah. Robert Patterson. I'm kidding. I know. It's a joke. Ha ha. Yuckamubs. Anyway, they're in this. It is. Oh no, Jay's dying. Okay, good.
I'm fine.
Good. Okay, because if you die, I can't keep doing this podcast, so I need you to hold on. Okay, so this movie, this is such like, I'm being so giggly about a movie that completely wrecked me. Die My Love would not be like a traditional horror film. It's kind of like a drama thriller, but this is about postpartum depression and psychosis. It's about Jennifer Lawrence's character after she's given birth and how she feels a lack of identity, how she feels ignored by everyone around her, including her husband. These people that she meets, like even at the grocery store, everybody just ignores her. They don't listen to her, and she's kind of spiraling. And I have never been postpartum. Actually, I take that back. I was born, and that's probably postpartum, that I went through pregnancy, but it was my own. And then I was born, and now I have postpartum depression. That's how that works, right? I was born, and now I'm real sad about it. But I've never given birth. And despite that, I felt so seen as a person with bipolar disorder. This movie actually felt like, holy shit, I have completely ruined relationships in this way. A lot of the stuff that she did that people who don't relate to that would just be like, well, that was crazy. I'm like, oh yeah, I've been that person. I have absolutely ruined a person's life before. Oh no. It's oddly darkly funny, dark funnily. Um, it's a dark comedy, but it's also just tragic. And then I just had it on my list to watch. And then I went and I found out who made this, whose name I forgot to write down, but it is the same person who made We Need to Talk About Kevin. And then it all made sense because I went, oh, this person just likes to ruin my day. Her name is Leah, is what I'm going to guess, but I know that's wrong. I think it starts with an L. Are you Googling, JD? No. Okay. I'm going to go Google. I assumed you were going to break in and save me because I have to say her name. Okay, this only has a 6.1 on IMDb. Lynn Ramsey. I was so close. Lynn Ramsey, who also made We Need to Talk About Kevin. So she just likes to be really upsetting. There was one thing in particular I was going to mention about this. I should have taken notes. Hang on. Okay. I talked about it being real sad and fucked up. Dark comedy. It might be gone forever. That was a really important point I was going to talk about. And it might be gone. Oh, that's it. Trigger warning. Usually I don't give them because I think that you can go online and find out for yourself. I like to have that information available to me. You can go to doesthedogdie.com. It covers all sorts of different things and you can pare it down. When it comes to animal abuse, there is not particularly animal abuse, but there is an animal in distress that is so upsetting. And I know that is a common trigger that I want people to know. I knew going into it. It is very upsetting. It goes on very long. So just be prepared if that's one of the things that you have a hard time with, that on top of everything else going on, there is an animal in distress that's very upsetting. That's all I will say about it. But I'm glad I knew because I definitely had a hard time with it. But Die My Love, it's tragic in a lot of different ways. And I loved it. I felt very seen, unfortunately. I have been Jennifer Lawrence. Actually, I haven't. I wish. God, Jennifer Lawrence is great. She used to be my favorite actress. She might still be. I don't pick favorites. I love them all. Anyway, that's not true. Some of them suck. JD, do you have anything in the after times you want to talk about?
Actually, yeah, I almost forgot, but I just want to mention quickly, available right now on Shudder is a movie called The Severed Son. I believe I mentioned it in one of our regular episodes somewhere along the line, but I want to hit it here as well just to make sure. This is kind of a witchy folk horror movie. Looks like it was originally released in 2024 when it had its like festival premiere or whatever. Written and directed by a fellow named Dean Puckett. But yeah, just if you're into witchy folk horror with a little bit of a like witches versus Christianity, sort of vibe going on, this is a good time. It's got some fun stuff going on. It doesn't do as with most really awesome folk horror movies, it plays a lot of atmosphere, and then it has just a few really severe moments that it plays to real maximum effect. It was a good movie. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5. So if you're into that sort of thing, go check it out.
I have it on my list, and now I will bump it up my list. Also, throughout this conversation, 4 more people have commented on the post and told me that they don't understand how I didn't like the movie. When I like the movie, read more than a single sentence.
It literally says on the post, did I understand what was happening? No. Did I still have a great time anyway? Yes. Like, I
have an edit, and right. I say, just to make sure everybody knows, I like this movie. It was a tongue-in-cheek way of saying that, and you'd have to read past the first 3 words, Michelle. It's insane. If anything, I'm just fascinated by this being a study in human behavior. because I'm just like, how are there so many of you? Because it would be one thing to peruse a post and then go on and only have half the information. These are people taking an action based on a post that they only read the first sentence of. That is baffling. That is baffling.
I
Anyway,
agree.
Severed Son, I hope it's scarier than the internet, but it'll be hard. The severed son is the son screaming. We'll all find out together. Okay, horror in the before times. What a segue. I've got 3 things. I went back to 2 of my favorites, and then I went to one new thing because it was recommended, and I talked to them on Instagram, and I told them that I would be watching it. So, let's get into it. Shall we? We shall, because it's my fucking show. Okay. Oh my god, I did forget to write down Twig Stickleaf's name, but I think that's correct. What is the order of their tree parts? Twig Stickleaf, Twig Leaf Stick, Twig Stickleaf. Okay, perfect. So anyway, I had it written down, but then I watched it, so then I deleted that record because I'm smart. So I did watch one of the movies that they recommended. It's been on my list for a long time, and I just didn't do it because of who I am as a person. Instead, I watched the entire season of Judy Justice. I don't know why I'm like this. I am on medication that will hopefully help. So Tale of Tales from 2015. It is a fun fantasy, dark comedy type of flick. It said that it was inspired by the fairy tales from, I'm going to butcher this name, Giambattista Basile. Are you familiar with their work at all, JD?
No, I'm not.
No, me neither. This feels like a Brothers Grimm type thing because based on this movie, I did add one of their books to my list. They were like the 1500s, 1600s, something like that. So they're not alive. They did not publish the book themselves. It is secondhand. But I did add one of the compilations to my read list because now I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? Tale of Tales is really great. There are several tales of tales, as the name implies. And now I have forgotten all of them. There's one with a man who is obsessed with a gigantic flea. He's like in love with this gigantic flea. He has a daughter he does not love as much as the flea. There's a whole story about 2 older women who trick a king into loving one of them through a door. It is bizarre, and I had such a good time. I think that anytime John C. Reilly shows up, I'm going to be happy, and luckily that happened immediately where I was like, John C. Reilly, I'm happy now. And then he didn't disappoint me. But it was him and like Selma Hayek, and I can't hate that. It just started off on a really good note and a really bizarre note. If I had to compare no, I shouldn't compare it to this, but the comedy from The Ugly Stepsister is the type of note that this would hit. It is not body horror. I'm not comparing it as a whole to The Ugly Stepsister. Don't go into it with that kind of expectation. But I think that type of storytelling is essentially what Tale of Tales is. I had a really good time. Thank you so much. Tree branch bush is what I know it's twig stick leaf. I was trying to do a play of like other parts of nature. So we're going with like bush, tree, shrub. That would be a ridiculous screen name. Can you imagine? Twig stick leaf makes more sense somehow. Anyway, it was really good. And now I will hold your recommendations in higher esteem. Nope, that's not the word that I'm looking for. Yeah, regard. They also recommend It Ends. No, did they also recommend it? Or was that just Brendan? No, it was them. Okay, my notes are accurate. It's a good movie. That's what I was trying to say. Any response, JD? I'm gonna take another sip of wine. Why do I do this to myself? I have such anxiety. I'm a broken person.
It's all right, Michelle. We're all broken a little bit. No, I have nothing.
I'm pouring a third glass because it's Saturday. Fuck it.
Look, I'm going to be honest with you to a certain degree. You got so off on a roll there, and I was caught up, and I've kind of forgotten what movie we're talking about.
Excellent. Is that a good or a bad thing? Or an indifferent?
I don't
okay,
know.
Perfect. Cool. Okay.
What were we talking about?
I've made it almost through this bottle by myself, and you know I'm a completionist. Any video game I play, I will 100% it unless I don't have the skill required to, because fuck that, I'm not playing the Yakuza games on Legendary. Are you kidding me? I play them so I can play Mahjong. But I do like to finish things as much as I can, and that's why this cupcake butterkiss Chardonnay, I'm finishing it once we get off this call, and I am going to be a menace. Okay, so more in horror in the before times. Two of my favorites. Oh, yes, JD. What can I help you with?
Are you going to remind me what the movie is we were just talking about that I completely forgot?
I didn't know you wanted to know. I thought you were just accepting that we didn't. Tale of Tales.
Tale of Tales, yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, so no, I've got nothing to add.
I do think you should watch it. It was really delightful. It was weird and it was funny, and it's like medieval. So
yeah, I remember seeing
it
and having a curiosity about it. Maybe I'll check it out now that I've got a little bit more of an understanding and some solid opinions in its favor. We'll see.
Hey JD.
What?
Truth or dare?
No.
Just pick one.
No.
No, just pick one. Trust me.
Truth.
Are you ever actually going to watch Tale of Tales?
Probably not.
Yeah, okay. I figured. Okay, anyway.
Thanks, Michelle. Thanks.
No, it's just very funny because I feel like every Michelle in review is you being like, I'll add that to my list, but by the end of the episode, you have 15 things, and it's too much.
It is. That's the problem. There's too much.
Yeah, I get it. I
would
totally
like
get
to
it.
point
That's
out
why I
that,
watched a whole season of
Michelle,
Judy Justice.
I have been saying over and over for years now that I will add it to the list. There's no fucking list.
No. Well, for you, there's not. For me, there's a database.
There's no fucking list. Are you kidding me? I don't even have watch lists on my streaming services.
Oh my god, how do you survive? I have multiple watch lists and I keep them well maintained. That's how I cope with life.
Look, Michelle, let's pull the curtain back a little bit here as long as we're on it.
Oh no, the sunlight.
I honestly feel like it's somehow now related to my visual attentive ADHD. But I will occasionally catch myself having spent anywhere from 30 to 60 minutes just browsing through listings on streaming services, trying to decide if there's something I want to watch.
I have a fallback plan if I can't decide what to watch, where I have YouTube playing while I am deciding what to watch. I have a watch later list that is at all times ridiculous. And I make sure that's going on because if I'm not doing something, I'm not being productive. And again, I'm in therapy about it. And we're working through it and it's not getting better. I need to accept that I have value outside of how much I contribute to society. And guess what? That's never going to happen. I'm never going to believe that. Are you kidding me? If I'm not out here saving society, what is my purpose?
And that's why there's wine.
Yeah, I gotta whine about it.
What else in the after time, Miss Michelle?
I'm here for a long time, not a wine time. Nope, that was in reverse. I'm here for a wine time, not a long time. I help organize a silent auction, and every year we get so much wine from middle-aged women, and they come with purses that say shit like that, or like a little wine bag, or like a cute keychain that says, I'm here for a wine time, not a long time. And I'm glad that I'm finally at the age where that feels relevant. I see that kind of keychain and I go, wow, me too. I relate to this lady. Anyway, we all fought over a pair of leopard print sneakers that came in one year because they were beautiful and we're terrible people. Okay, so 2 of my favorites that I rewatched. One of them, Constantine. It had been a while, but I think that I might be in love with Francis Lawrence because he made the Long Walk which came out last year, which I loved because it is about despair. And if there's one thing I love, it's other people being in despair in a fictional universe. That is my favorite because it helps me forget about my own despair. What the fuck am I saying? I am such a happy person. I have a good life. I'm not stuck on a road walking for miles. That sounds awful. But he makes things that make me sad, and I really like that. Constantine didn't really make me sad. Had Keanu Reeves. That's a good sign. So I rewatched it. I don't think I need to talk about how good Constantine is. If anybody doesn't know what Constantine is, holy shit, you guys. What are you doing? What, you silly little goose out there? It's about a demon hunter played by Keanu Reeves. And it's Rachel Weisz. You know, the person who gave you a sexual awakening in The Mummy and you didn't fully understand it because you were a young girl and you didn't know bisexuality was a thing. Like, I hear ya. I see ya out there. Go watch it. It's fun. There's demons. There's Tilda Swinton with wings. Do I have to say more? No, I don't. Constantine's really good. JD, when you saw Constantine back in 2005, what did you think of it?
I thought it was really good.
Okay, cool. I rest my case. The other one is Splinter. Oh, yes.
I was just quickly looking because you mentioned this guy Francis Lawrence, and he did The Long Walk,
Hunger Games.
and yeah, he did all those Hunger Games movies. Apparently,
Yes, he did. Lady Gaga, Bad Romance, my favorite music video of all time because it's very satanic.
Let's see here. Oh no, well he did Catching Fire. He didn't do the very first Hunger Games movie, I guess.
Oh, Catching Fire is the best book of the series and therefore the best movie. The third book can fuck right off. Let me just say that. Let me get on my Hunger Games soapbox. The second book, one of my favorite books. The third book, I could have done with a cliffhanger, and I never could have read the third book, and I would have been happy about it. I'm real mad about the third book. Continue, JD.
I was just gonna say, like,
20 years.
Like, I get that Jennifer Lawrence was like 23 or 22 when that second Hunger Games movie came out, and but like, then this guy Francis Lawrence also made that movie called Red Sparrow.
Also
and
with
I don't
Jennifer
know,
Lawrence. This is a Jennifer Lawrence episode.
I don't. If you clearly you've seen that movie, and it's weird to me that this guy made 3 movies with her where she was clearly playing like I guess I don't. How old is that fucking girl supposed to be in the books?
Late teens, 18.
Right.
17.
So she's like a minor. And then, like, the next... And I get it, the actress wasn't. But then, like, that guy's making the Hunger Games. He's making these movies about a teenage girl. And his thought process is, next movie we make, I'm going to get her naked and watch her fuck. That's so weird to me.
I have no response. I'm trying to think if I have a response because I've never thought of it in that way. And it's strange to me that you do. And that's where you're like, it's strange that happened. I'm like, it's strange that you made that connection. But I also have realized, what's the Emma Stone movie? Little Things? Poor Things? Poor Things?
Poor Things?
Yeah. Like, that movie reminded me, I don't think like a lot of people do, where they're like, this is problematic. And I'm like, oh, I had no idea. So my judgment is bad.
I don't know if that's necessarily it, Michelle. I think, without going too far down the tunnel here on just a plain old Michelle
oh no, there's
review,
a train.
I think you and I both know that there are certain themes and ideas that I am particularly sensitive to, and I probably... I would say I do have a tendency to see that or interpret things that way that I think might not always be that way. I just think that I kind of, that's one of my things where it's just like, oh, how could this be a weird, twisted thing with Epstein files and shit, you know?
To make you feel better, you were not the only one who I heard make that same complaint. I heard it from several. So
what about Poor
Things?
Things?
Yeah. So
Well,
it's
that
not
whole
just a you thing. Yeah.
that whole movie is just a movie about a bunch of dudes fucking a child.
And I can't tell if I'm broken, you're broken, or we're both broken.
Oh, we're
Or
both
maybe
broken.
your
We're just broken in different
Lathmos
ways.
is broken. What's his name? Lathamos.
Yorgos Lanthimos.
Yorgos, thank you. Yorm is the guy
that
from
man
Lonely
is a mess.
Island.
Yeah, that man
aren't we
is
all?
a.
That
Anyway.
man, he needs a third glass of wine. Anyway, we are so professional, JD. It's amazing.
We're
that
so great.
You know what? I bet this episode is gonna pass the deliverables of the QC.
That's
for
you
sure.
think the deliverables are gonna pass QC on this one?
Oh
Michelle?
man, we're gonna have to talk to the executives about.
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! You're
strategic
damn right they will, because you know who
thing.
QC is. It's fucking
It's
me.
us. Yeah.
I almost
It
wanted
is
to
you. Yeah, it's not me.
I almost wanted to reply to that comment. Yes, actually, they did. What's your point?
I'm going to take a pause and see no more comments telling me that I am wrong to dislike the movie that I clearly liked. That's good.
Excellent.
We're doing a live coverage of it. So far, we're only at 47 comments who disagree with me without realizing that we're in agreement.
All right, let me try to steer this back. What was your third after time or before times movie that I interrupted you on when I had to talk about that guy making a movie about Jennifer Lawrence fucking?
God, I wish this movie was also about Jennifer Lawrence fucking, because that would be very funny. But it's not. It's like the opposite.
One of the most incredibly... Jennifer Lawrence is a beautiful woman, right? Just
she's one of the most beautiful women in the entire universe, and she's like, so talented.
And of course, it was one of those things where that was a huge deal, where everybody was like, "Oh, you're gonna get to see Jennifer Lawrence naked," and it's like a whole thing. It is what I appreciate about it is like, it is one of the most non-sexual sex scenes you will ever see in a movie. It is just like fucking the most awkward, not interesting fucking thing, and I like that, because you gotta you gotta expect there's like a whole bunch of people turned up just because they're gonna see Jennifer Lawrence get naked and fuck. And it's just, I don't want to spoil too much, but Jesus Christ, it was just like, wow, this is real uncomfortable. Holy shit.
Man, back when I was single, I was allowed to be way funnier, because I would be like, man, you think that was one of the weirdest sex lives? You haven't seen mine. But now I say that kind of thing, and my husband just gets sad about it.
Well, now you've said it. You want me to bleep it out?
No, he'll think it's really funny, because I said, like, I can't say that, and he'll be like, oh, you silly little girl. Listen. He might. He loves me, okay, JD, and I don't understand why. He's a very nice man, and I'm grateful. I am so glad that when women become property of American men, that he is the one who owns me. It could be much worse.
So, what was that third movie, Michelle?
Yeah, it was Splinter. Splinter. Have you seen Splinter, JD?
I don't remember seeing a movie called Splinter, no.
Oh my god, it is criminally underrated. This is one of those that I love so much that it is crazy to me that it is not on many people's list of favorite movies. It is, I'm going to sum it up as little as I can while still making people interested about it. I'm not very talented at that, so let's go. It's basically a bunch of people who are trapped in a gas station while this crazy parasitic thing is outside manipulating dead bodies, and it's very spiky, so it does a cool body horror thing, which I know body horror is all the rage now. All the kids are doing it. They're just discombobulating all their joints. Everybody wants to be the substance. Oh man, when I go to prom, I want to look just like that lady. So like everybody's into body horror, but this one from 2008 is truly just fantastic. It is like this spiky parasitic thing, and these people trying to get out of their situation within a gas station where they know that eventually this thing will kill them, and there's tension between the characters, and there's several plots that go wrong. It is one of those where the imagination works more than what they actually show on screen. They do a lot of clever edits, which maybe they're not super clever. Maybe they just had a low budget and this is what they had to work with. But I think it's very effective the way that they do it. It does fall a little bit because like there's one point where I didn't even know the girl had died. The It's very vague that I'm saying that, but I didn't know somebody had died. And then everybody else was reacting as though she had died, and I was like, wait, I didn't even catch that happening because the edit happened so quickly, and they were just working within limitations. That said, I love it. It is one that I come back to several times. I just love the way that this... I just keep saying parasite because I don't know what else to call it. It's not a zombie. It's not a creature. It takes over their bodies. It's very much like that fungus, cordyceps. It's a whole bunch of that going on, but it's just real creepy. I love it. Splinter's very, very good, and it's underrated for sure.
I was thinking for a minute that there was, especially considering your husband, there was at least an off chance that it was like a Ninja Turtles thing.
I did make that joke when he came downstairs and I was watching Splinter. And he was like, "Where are you watching?" I was like, "Oh, the latest Ninja Turtles." He was like, "What?" Because if it's Ninja Turtle news, John knows about it. And he didn't know. And then I was like, "It's Splinter." He's like, "What are you talking about?" It's just one of my dumb horror movies, husband. I'm sorry for trying to trick you. Thank you for keeping me as your property. I appreciate it. He has reminded me that I am very lucky to be owned by such a nice man. He's great. I'm not in trouble. I just want to be very clear about that. My man is a godsend, and I'm so glad that he lowered his standards. Okay, I'm on to non-horror. Do you have any horror in the both 4 times, JD?
Yeah, just a couple of things that I want to hit real quickly. Of course, everybody knows by now that Michelle and I are both incredible fans of the Addams Family, The Deeper You Dig, Hellbender, Where the Devil Roams, Hellhole, Mother of Flies. Before they had 4 movies that they did like these sort of drama comedy kind of things. A couple of them are a little bit more serious. And then they transitioned into horror with The Deeper You Dig. But right before The Deeper You Dig, they made a movie called The Hatred. It's only a little less than an hour long. It's really hard to find. But it's sort of their first foray into special effects and blood and weirdness. Anyway, it popped up on YouTube right around the same time Mother of Flies landed. It's not an authorized official stream, but a little birdie told me that it's a good opportunity or a good possibility that the right people don't give a shit. So if you're interested in seeing the very first Addams Family horror adjacent film, The Hatred, if you go to Google and you Google The Hatred 2018, because there's another horror movie called The Hatred from 2017, that's not the one you want. Google The Hatred 2018, and you go to the videos section on Google, and it's the second result, or it should be right there, The Hatred English full movie, Western drama horror. I strongly suggest you go check that out. And again, it's only 57 minutes long, real quick and easy to watch. And then the other one that I wanted to mention is one that I actually told Michelle about last night. It's a movie from 2019 called Notzilla, like Godzilla, but with not, N-O-T. This is a fucking rad movie. It's a total send-up of like classic 1950s B sci-fi movies and monster movies. Obviously some Godzilla in there. But the kind of movies that Mystery Science Theater 3000 would do episodes for. But it's that rare... a lot of movies try to be a send-up of that kind of stuff and try to be very deliberately cheesy. And they end up failing. The tone is wrong or something. It just doesn't land. This is the rare exception to that. Their production value is perfect. The sense of humor is spot on, while it's very much sort of poking fun at the sort of broad characterizations about women and not white people of color. Excuse me, why did I say not white people? That was dumb. And the way those attitudes were very different in the 1950s and 60s. The special effects are great. It's just real fucking fun. And so if you're into silly sort of good times, again, very horror adjacent. It's very funny. It's just a Godzilla parody, and it's so good. I strongly recommend everybody check it out.
The tagline on the movie poster is "Beer makes him grow. What could go wrong?"
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's pretty spectacular.
Wine makes me grow into a crying lady.
Yes, beer makes him grow. But watch the movie, and wait till you see what they come up with as a solution to beer making him grow. It's pretty fucking fantastic.
Wow, way to spoil it, JD. No, I'm kidding. You didn't spoil it. Just don't freak out.
I didn't spoil it at all.
Don't freak out, JD. Don't freak out.
The way they deal with the beer making him grow is fabulous.
Oh, yeah, it's on my list for date night. It's going to be good.
I referenced it to Michelle as well because I know she loves the movie, but if you've ever seen a movie called The Lost Skeleton of Cadavra, this is very different. First of all, it's a full color movie, and it's, like I said, it's more of like a Godzilla type of movie send up. But if you are into that sort of sense of humor and that kind of send up, there's a word I'm looking for that I'm forgetting, but anyway. That's a good touchstone. If you really liked that movie, there's a good chance you might like this one too.
Lost Skeleton of Cadavra might be my favorite comedy of all time, and I just realized it's been a while since I watched it. Hey, look, same writer, director, producer, and star. It's almost like I don't actually think that it's impossible to make a good movie under those conditions. Huh? People of Facebook.
Lost Skeleton of Cadavra is fantastic.
Yeah. For those who don't know, my friends surprised me and rented out the theater so that we could watch it. And it was one of my favorite birthdays of all time. Just showing up and all these people being like, let's watch this weird fucking movie you won't shut up about. And, good movie. Good movie. All those people are dead now. No, I'm kidding. Frisky moved, and so she's dead to me. That's all. Okay, so non-horror. Lost Skeleton Cadavra, that's one of them. I rewatched Terabytes, The Evolution of Horror. For those who don't know, it's a 5-episode series about video games. I love horror video games. I arguably like horror video games more than I like horror movies, which is crazy given my love of cinema. But horror video games freak me out in a way that movies don't, because in movies, what's going to happen is going to happen. I'm just along for the ride. Video games, if they die, it's my fault, and I have to live with that guilt. But Terabytes, The Evolution of Horror Gaming, Evolution of Horror, is something I backed on, whatever, Kickstarter, GoFundMe, something. And so I got it as a physical media, and physical media is king, and that's great. But I just love it. For people who like horror video games, it's so comprehensive. Episode 4 is particularly about indie horror, which feeds into Iron Lung, which is partially why I rewatched it. But I sat there with a notebook and I just wrote down every single video game that was mentioned. At the end of this hour-long episode, I had 76 video games. Jesus. And so then I went through my Steam wish list and added most of them. Some of them were free. That's so nice. Faith the Unholy Trinity was the name of that game. If they Google Faith Trinity, they're going to find it, but I don't think that's what it's actually called. People would not stop talking about that game, so I will be playing it. It's pixelated. It seems fun. People kept saying it's real ooky spooky, and I don't know how I have not heard of this, because most of the other big games they showcased, I knew.
Faith the Unholy Trinity.
Okay, so I was right with the second guess. So close. I don't know. People could not stop raving about it. But Terabytes, I got so many recommendations from that series. I had watched it once when I got the DVD many, many months ago, so I have covered it on Michelle in Review. But again, I just really love it. I especially love indie horror. I especially love when indie horror is bad. I love a bad video game. I love a game where I'm like, why was this made? That's my favorite. But if there's a good game, yeah, I'll play that too, I guess. I love video games. And if you haven't seen Terabytes and you have a love of horror video games, highly recommend it. They're great. They're the same people who did In Search of Darkness, and they have another project coming out that I've also forgotten the name of. But I love their stuff. They just get real detailed, and I appreciate that.
Did they mention in that evolution of horror video games thing, a video game called Splatterhouse?
I don't remember that particular name, but I only took down notes from the indie one. I did not take down notes from all 5 episodes.
Splatterhouse is a big, it was a Sega title.
Then it was probably in one of the first episodes, and I just didn't write those down as much.
It was a game where literally the idea originally was you were going to be like a Jason Voorhees type guy, and you were just walking around killing people. But it ended up getting like a repackage where you're some kind of a hero and you're beating up bad guys or whatever, but you wear this mask that turns you into this warrior, and that mask looks like a fucking Jason Voorhees hockey mask, and it's called Splatterhouse. Yeah. It was a good time. That was one of my first encounters with horror video games, like very early 90s. That and the original 1980s Friday the 13th game, which is a terrible game, just absolutely awful.
That one they talked about.
But also, when I was 8-9 years old, scared the fuck out of me.
This does not look familiar. I did have to go to the Wikipedia. It came
for
out
Splatterhouse?
in...
Like 92?
Yeah, it came out in 1988, but there was another video game called Splatterhouse 2010, which is completely different, and that's what I initially navigated to. This does not look familiar to me. They might not have mentioned it. I'm so sorry that they did not cover this horror video game. How dare they? How dare those people? You know what? I'm going to mail them my DVD back. I'm going to be like, I want a refund.
I know that the Exhumed release was sort of like a revamp of the game, but was this produced at such a time where they were able to talk about the original Vile? Did they mention that in any way here?
No, it would have probably been in, I think it's the 5th episode that is all about controversial games. They end it talking about the games that like got a lot of media because people are like, oh my god, it's so satanic, like it's ruining the kids. Yes, Night Trap was one of them for sure. And people are like, Michelle, you're being the good guy.
Michelle, I was around for the Night Trap shit, and people lost their minds. Holy shit.
That is a big part of episode 5 is just Night Trap, but I imagine if it had been made later and there had been overlap, Vile Exhumed would have been included, but a significant part was Night Trap. And then they also interviewed a lot of the creators of these video games, and a lot of them are like, I don't even understand what their problem was, because you're the good guy in Night Trap. You're trying to stop the bad guys. What do you mean? What?
Well, very voyeuristic, like late night fucking USA Up All Night, Gilbert Gottfried, Rhonda Shear kind of, there's like women in negligees, and it's like this whole like, yeah, I know, is Michelle, shit was, you have to understand, like that was legitimately like pushing the envelope at that time. It was because at that everybody was still like video games are a kid's thing, right? That idea of video games branching out into being an adult pursuit didn't come until much later. So everybody's like, oh, you're showing my 10-year-old kid this video game where he's watching women in their underwear get murdered. And it's like, well, it's not really intended to be for your 10-year-old kid, but, yeah, the controversy.
Not everybody was 10 watching women get murdered.
No,
We had
not
different
everybody,
childhoods.
Michelle. Not
Crazy.
everybody.
That's weird.
Not everybody watched the space shuttle explode on live television. A lot of us did. It never really
Yeah.
occurred to me how like that, I would imagine, in a lot of ways very much informs my attitude of like going into a situation and just being like, "Oh, how could this go horribly wrong?"
Uh, listen, it's Michelle in review. This is so relaxed. What year did the Challenger explode again?
1986.
Okay, I was not alive yet. But the equivalent for that for me would be 9/11, 2001. Have I ever told you my 9/11 story?
I was in a dentist's chair. What's your 9/11 story?
So, for those who might be too young to have been alive for 9/11, which is fucking crazy to me, or at least not old enough to know what was going. It's wild. How are we this old? Oh no, I just got a low battery alert. The government does not want to hear my 9/11 story. Let me switch out my earbuds. Hang on.
While you're doing that, I will point out, actually, to clarify, I was mistaken. I was in a dentist's chair when Timothy McVeigh blew up the Oklahoma City Federal Building. I was fast asleep in my bedroom when the first plane hit on 9/11, and my dad came to the back and knocked on my bedroom door and woke me up, and I was like, "Yeah, what's going on?" And he's like, "Somebody just crashed an airplane into the World Trade Center in New York." And I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" It was wild. And I remember that day, like, then of course everybody's like, "What's going on?" And so there's all these cameras watching, and you see the second airplane hit the second tower. But the wildest thing to me is just like later that day, there were people who, because of how many cameras were on site there, there's actual footage that people caught of the first plane crashing. Yeah. And that was my first real encounter at that time of that idea of there just being so many cameras just in everybody's hands that it would be possible to catch and see those things. It was fucking wild, man. It was crazy.
It's 25 years later, and I'm still seeing new footage from that day. I just watched like something last year that was like a shot from the first tower. I was like, well, how?
At that time, I worked for a company that did telephone political stumping for various candidates. And we got a call that day that was like, "Hey, in lieu of everything that's going on, we're going to not be working for a while." And that company never went back into business.
I was in 7th grade when 9/11 happened, and I, being a super cool? Anyway.
Cute and
super
cool.
Yeah, cute and cool. I think I went into 7th grade mode for a bit where I was like, no, look at me, I'm so cool. So I walked into civics class, and I am so edgy that this is civics class. I walk in, on the TV is playing 9/11 happening live, which at the time I thought was just the date that we were living, but instead it was a historical event. And I walked in and I looked at the TV and went, "Oh, it's so fucking cool. What movie are we watching?" And my teacher, KKO, was so mad. She was furious. She was like, "We're watching the news." I don't know if I've ever seen KKO so mad at me, but she was furious. Anyway, that's it. That's my 9/11 story where I was like, "I'm sorry. I didn't know."
Yeah, come on. How can you get mad at somebody about that? Anyway.
How could you get mad at somebody about 9/11? Well, we got mad at a lot of people about 9/11. Anyway, moving on. Pluribus. That's my other non-horror. It's kind of horror. It's horror adjacent. It's on Apple TV. Nobody has an Apple TV subscription except for me, though. So there's very few people to talk to about this. Pluribus is great. It's a dark horror comedy conglomeration. A whole bunch of dark comedy happening today. You can tell when my depression gets bad because I yearn for the entertainment that is funny and sad like me. So Pluribus is about, gonna try to keep this, I just need to collect my thoughts to make sure I don't get rid of anything. Don't need to spew anything out of my mouth that would be considered spoilery. So It's about a woman who an alien thing happens that everybody essentially becomes part of a hive mind where everyone suddenly is connected to the same hive mind, and they're all very happy because now society can be completely efficient and everyone is happy and nobody is starving and everyone is working together and they do not have disagreements. But one woman did not become part of the hive mind, and she's also just kind of a miserable person. So everybody now is super, super happy. And the best way that I can explain how this show works is in the first episode, she goes into her house being like, what the fuck is going on? She turns on the TV, and the president is standing there at the podium, and he's not saying anything. And she flips through several channels, and it's just him, and she picks up the phone, and the president answers and goes, Carol, we've been trying to reach you. Like, that's how the hive mind works, where they're just waiting patiently for the one person they're trying to contact. And it is very eerie. It is actually surprisingly sad, which I know, like, the entire world being taken over by an alien hive mind, that sounds blissful some days. But she's having a hard time coping with this. She's grieving some things that she has lost. It's an interesting situation of, does she need to maintain her autonomy and be miserable, or does she need to join the hive mind and live a blissful life, but free from the ability to do anything on her own? There's one season done, and I have seen it. I have not seen the second season because they're making it, and that's how shows work. But I will watch it when it comes out because, again, that's how shows work. So Pluribus, it's really good. If you have Apple, nobody does. I recommend it.
Is that that show where there was that lady where something popped up on her fancy refrigerator?
Yes.
And it like freaked the fuck out of her, the fuck out. I don't know what
also,
happened.
After they won some awards, I can't remember if the lead actress won an award or if there was something else that Pluribus was nominated for that won an award. But then in Vegas, they put up a sign that said, like, good job, Carol, or congratulations, Carol, or something, because that's how this world works now. Anything you want can just happen when everybody is working together. It's a fantastic show. It's one of those where, despite being very funny, it's oddly funny. It's quirky, but it did make me think, like, about it felt like a Black Mirror episode. That's how I would put it. I'm trying to figure out, like, is
maybe a little bit more humorous
thing? Yeah, exactly. And there's some funny Black Mirror episodes, but it's very like, how bad is this? It seems pretty bad, but at the same time, is it really? And trying to figure out, like, do you commit to this thing forever, or do you maintain being your own individual person even if you're miserable and you're lonely and you're dealing with the consequences? It's a really fascinating show, and I am excited for more of it. Between Pluribus and Severance, I've made my Apple subscription worth it. And I never thought I would say that. Who the fuck needs Apple TV? Apparently I do. That's crazy. Who has Apple TV? I do. Why?
Michelle, you have IMDb Pro. Having Apple TV is not a surprise.
Okay, listen. I roast you, not the other way around.
That wasn't a roast.
No.
It was simply a statement of truth.
Oh no, I hate a statement of truth. I don't like them. I'm going to take another sip of my wine. We're on glass 3.
Do you have any more non-horror things to talk about?
Yeah, just one thing. One quick thing. I was about to say it's not horror because I forgot that we're in the non-horror section. But it's the last one, and we're going to talk about a really heralded, dramatic film to really close this out and show that I am multifaceted and very sophisticated. Whiplash. Oh man, I love Whiplash. I rewatched Whiplash. It is a very good song. It's an even better movie. After I told you that my Spotify recap for the year had jazz as my number one genre, I think it was smooth jazz if I recall, and you went, "Wait, really?" And I went, "Yeah," and didn't think about how weird that might be. Then I was like, "Man, I really like jazz." So I've been listening to even more jazz actively now. Instead of just like putting it on passively. If I'm in a bad mood, Ella Fitzgerald is what happens in the house. I can't help it. She soothes me. Sometimes I just listen to the Fallout soundtrack. Fallout's great for many reasons, but especially like it's good music. I love jazz and oldies and all of that. So I had to go rewatch Whiplash because I was like, you know who else would appreciate Whiplash or would appreciate jazz? Miles Teller and J.K. Simmons in the famous movie Whiplash. In case you're too young to know what Whiplash is, it came out in 2014. If you're 12 years old listening to this podcast, fuck off. Just turn it off. You're too young. You cannot handle our discussions about grim fairy tales from Jean Baptiste Basile. Go talk to your parents. Tell them to put a parental lock on whatever you're listening to because you are too young. Unless your parents are really fucking cool and you just happen to be in the car while they're listening to this, then you know what? You're cool. You're like me, and that's awesome. You're going to grow up to be totally fine and need a lot of psychiatric medicine. Anyway, Whiplash, it's a good movie. Have you seen this movie?
No, I have not.
Wait, have you actually never seen Whiplash?
No.
Is that true?
Do I look like I'm lying, Michelle?
No, I'm just very surprised because this is one of those that back in 2014 when I was watching everything that the Academy Awards nominated, that was my thing. If there was a nomination, I watched it. It was a guarantee. Because then I was like, I'm watching the best movies before I realized it was all a fucking game and half those people don't watch the movies. Yep. Back when I had belief that the Academy Awards was actually good.
The Academy Awards were created as a marketing gimmick to sell more tickets in the slow season. That's all it is.
It worked because I bought into it. But Whiplash, it's this guy, Miles Teller, who wants to be the greatest drummer of all time. And he is going to college to do drums. His major is drums. I don't know what they actually call that. Probably musical artsmanship with an emphasis in percussion or something like that, but he just wants to hit things and make it sound good. So he likes to play the drums, and then he gets invited to do the big band with J.K. Simmons, and it's him pushing himself past his limit, and J.K. Simmons as his conductor / instructor forcing him to go beyond his limit. And on paper, it sounds kind of boring. This guy's just playing drums too hard. What does that mean? It is a beautiful, beautiful movie. The ending is ambiguous, but I take it in the tragic way that you could interpret it as, because I like despair. And I can't put into words how good Whiplash is because there are smarter people who have done it already. Just Google if you haven't heard of Whiplash. What the fuck are you doing? Go watch it. It's got jazz. It's got Miles Teller and J.K. Simmons. There's some drums. What else do you need?
I'm well aware of it, Michelle. I've just never seen it.
I'm talking to the listener. I know you're aware of it. If you had never heard of Whiplash, 2014 Whiplash, I would have Whiplash of me flinging my head around being like, what the fuck are you talking about? You've never seen Whiplash. I would give myself Whiplash staring at you and being like, how the fuck?
I had Whiplash
It's great.
once.
I did too when I almost died in a car accident in 2008 and it caused my memory disability, and everybody thinks I'm just kind of forgetful and ditzy, but my brain doesn't work well and I have petit mal epilepsy, so sometimes when things flash too much, I forget my name, okay?
Like the last 5 to 10 minutes of Bliss, the first time you watched it and you completely forgot that somebody... I don't want to say it.
Yeah, we had to rewatch it on the episode because I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Because it flashed.
Thing that Michelle missed because of flashing lights. That's not
that's
funny.
another
I'm
reason.
sorry.
That's another reason I'm angry about Return to Silent Hill. My epilepsy does not trigger very often. When it does, it's usually in the form of a migraine, but I remember caused a complete blank out in the middle of the movie. And how fucking dare he? How dare he?
I don't know. Okay. Maybe it saved you from the worst part of the movie.
Would it be Pyramid Head just walking around being a real himbo? I love Pyramid Head. I like to imagine he's a really dumb buff guy who spends all his time at the gym.
Pyramid Head just walking around hanging dong.
Yeah, listen, if you haven't thought about fucking Pyramid Head, where have you been? Those arms, though, I mean, he got a big sword. We can all see it. He's just got it out. How bold. Anyway, now I'm mad about Return to Silent Hill. What a note to end on. Speaking of ending on, usually my last category would be literature. Fuck books. I don't know how to read.
Do I get a non-horror things?
Do you have something? I wish
Just
you
one.
would say no. It would be very funny if you were like, hey, don't I get not? And I said, do you have something? You went, no. That'd be very funny.
Actually, two quick things.
Yeah.
First of all, if you, like me, are a crazy fan of cooking competition shows, season 40 of Beat Bobby Flay is finally available on HBO Max. I binge-watched the entire thing a couple of days ago. Go check those out. The other thing I really want to take a moment on, though, is, Michelle, have you ever seen Grave Conversations with David Dastmalchian?
I don't
It's a
think
YouTube
so, which
show.
Is wild because
so
love him.
It's a YouTube show that he's been doing here where he and a guest lay down in caskets and he interviews them about death and dying. And it started out like the first season is just 3 episodes. It's Kate Siegel, Mike Flanagan, and Matthew Lillard. And the episodes are all like just really quick, like 7 or 8 minutes. But then each run they get longer. Like the second run, they're like 15 minutes each. And then the third run, they're like 22 minutes each. And they just dropped the first episode of the 4th run, and that's like a half an hour. So they're getting longer and more involved. But it's actually really good. It's incredibly funny. It is at times incredibly poignant. People cry on the show. But it's a really, really good fucking fun show. And you can get caught up with the whole thing. Like I said, the first run is only 3 episodes. I don't remember how many total there are. I know you can watch everything he's done for it in about 6 hours. So easy. You watch it in just a couple of chunks, but it's fucking rad. I strongly suggest everybody check it out.
This is incredible. I'm already on
awesome.
the YouTube channel adding everything to my watch later. I love David
I have a playlist
Dastmalchian.
I built that I can send you.
Oh, no, it'll be one of 300 videos, and I'll be through with it by the end of February, guaranteed. While I'm trying to figure out what else to watch, I will get through this. He showed up in the Titan Dragula holiday horror special that I didn't even talk about, but I was real thrilled to see him there.
Some of the show has segments, and they have one. They open up with a thing called
Devon Sawa.
Questions you need to answer before you die, and he plays. They're just these silly questions. But then there's one called Death Wish, where he asks about how you want your remains to be handled and that sort of thing. And then he does this thing called Eulogy, where it's Y-O-U-logy, and you have to give your own eulogy for yourself. And it's this whole, and it occasionally, like I said, it just gets really emotional, but it's really dope. It's fucking hilarious. Devon Sawa's episode is great.
They have Flula Borg on an episode. That's Flula Borg on an episode has convinced me. Like, how? This is also YouTuber from back in the day who does really good sound mixes. He's the German guy. If you've watched all of them, the very German man, I can ensure, would have been Flula Borg. Seth Green. That's great. I'm just sitting here adding them all.
I remember Flula Borg. I just don't know what I know him from.
From being German. Pitch Perfect 2, perhaps? This is also great marketing because he owns a funeral company or is like a casket ambassador or something. So
Yeah,
this
the
is
whole
really
show
great.
is Titan Caskets is the official
See?
sponsor of the show.
Brilliant. Because I'm like, oh, that makes sense. Selling caskets from, yeah, that's great. I subscribed already. I have just added every single video to my watch later. I will be watching these while I try to figure out what else I actually want to watch. It's great. Okay, I'm on board. Anything else, JD? I am happy to announce that this is the first Michelin review where, first off, I'm not ending the episode completely panicking. Usually the second we get done with a Michelin review, I am freaking the fuck out and regretting everything I ever said and thinking that everyone will hate me and think that the things I said were stupid. And now I know that Facebook will confirm that for me. How many comments are we up to of people disagreeing with me? But, oh, we're up to 49. Cool. But it is also the first Michelin review where I finished a full bottle of wine. I started
Woohoo!
right before we recorded. I don't remember the last time I finished a bottle of wine. I'm mid-30s. I can't do this anymore. But I have brunch at 10 a.m. And you know what brunch means? You show up hungover. That is the rule of brunch. You show up miserable and want to eat a fuck ton of waffles.
Well, also, of course, the signature beverage of the brunch, which is the mimosa.
Oh, I'm going to have so much mimosa tomorrow to deal with my hangover.
I
think I've only been hungover like once. I drink a fuck ton of water.
If I might suggest, Michelle, perhaps try a Bellini.
I have had a Bellini. I prefer the mimosa. I'm a middle-aged woman. I can't help it. It's in my nature. This is what I'm meant to be.
Peach and Prosecco
drinker.
over orange and champagne. That's my...
It is good. But I do prefer the mimosa. Part of it is just feeling like an adult. I am 36 and I'm still not over feeling like an adult. Being like, look at me. I'm a corporate fucking businesswoman. Sometimes I wear real pants and I go into the office and I talk about strategies and operational efficiency. And sometimes on a Saturday night at midnight, I start recording and decide to drink a full bottle of wine. You never know. I'm multifaceted.
I have never once for even a moment in my life felt like a real adult.
That's a bummer. Sometimes I feel...
Is it? I don't know,
I mean,
man.
some of my happiest moments
Sometimes
are feeling
I wonder.
like... From the outside, everybody thinks I'm normal is like such a fun feeling sometimes. They don't know I'm not. They don't know. But sometimes I'm like, I'm flying to Colorado for a corporate training thing. And I'm going to sit in my hotel and I'm going to watch weird YouTube videos. But in the morning, I'm going to show up looking refreshed and like I drank 3 cups of coffee and like I've just been up all night synergizing and strategizing and other corporate words. I'm going to show up pretending so good. These people will have no idea. Some of my coworkers listen to this podcast, by the way, and they're definitely like, yeah, we know you're fucked up. This is not a surprise.
You're gonna show up that morning making sure the deliverables passed QC.
Hey guys, I'm just here to check on the deliverables. Did they pass QC? And they're like, all of us are wearing pajamas
Michelle,
and working
I'm
remotely.
I'm not even afraid to admit I had to fucking Google what deliverables meant. I'm like, what the fuck is this guy even talking about right now?
And see, I'm such an adult that I knew what the word deliverables
I knew what
meant.
QC
It meant
was.
something had been delivered.
Oh, fuck you. Drinky.
I'm real corporate. I'm so corporate. I have to care about AI. That's how corporate I am.
Oh,
Yeah.
that sucks. All right. Well, way to put a real downer on things right at the
Wait,
end there,
okay.
Michelle.
I think our new... I have an idea. Okay, it might be drunk Michelle talking, but maybe sober Michelle will agree.
It's definitely
We'll decide.
drunk Michelle talking.
Okay, she's talking, but she might have a good idea. Michelle in review, because this is my favorite episode to record, even though I end it and have a panic attack and just sit in my shower, cowering, wondering what will happen when the world hears my thoughts. I feel like we should end it on a positive note, because that will be different from most of our episodes where we just trauma dump, talk about a movie, and then I say something ridiculous and you say goodnight. How about, what's one good thing going on right now, JD?
That is, there's never been a more succinct description of what happens on this podcast. We get together, we trauma dump for a little while, we talk about a movie, and then we go the fuck home.
This is why do people listen? Twig, stick, leaf, what are you doing sticking around?
We're flying that flag for everybody who's not quite open with being a freak.
Oh man, we forgot to put the flag on the thing. We flew just the string.
I was gonna say, Michelle, just quickly before, you were talking earlier about how like you just show up all normal, and I'm like, Michelle, you're not fucking fooling anybody. Like, they might not know the details, but everybody knows you're fucking weird. All right, you're not fooling anybody.
I do have a shirt that my best friend Aaron, who I miss dreadfully, I have not seen him in quite a while, he made me a shirt of when I was panicking because I met my coworkers in person. That's like, I'm so sorry, yes, I do talk about my chinchillas a lot, and yes, we have met, but you might not recognize me because I change my hair quite often. And he has a whole monologue that I monologued to him on Facebook, and he printed it out, and the front is one half of the monologue, is the back is the continuation, because it was just me, anxiety, freaking out about how my coworkers weren't going to like me.
Just trauma dumping.
Just trauma. So yeah, what's one happy thing, JD? What's one positive thing?
What's one positive thing? What, like, going on in my life right now?
Yeah, let's end on a high note or a drunk note, whatever you prefer.
I start my new job tomorrow, or not tomorrow, but Monday. Excuse
That's
me.
good. Are you gonna say?
Which I guess technically is tomorrow, as it is at this moment 2:00 in the morning on Sunday.
You say that like it's a bad thing. What would we be doing if not for this?
Yeah, it's all right. We didn't get started till after midnight. We gonna let it all hang out. Anyway, no. So that's a cool thing. New job that I start on.
That's a real cool thing.
What? Oh, is this the part where I'm supposed to ask you back?
You don't have to. It's okay.
Oh, Michelle, what's one thing that's making you happy besides that fucking bottle of wine?
I haven't failed college yet. There's still time, but so far.
You know what the positive thing about that is to me is, the bar is so low that it's actually pretty easy to be happy.
Yeah, it got real scary last year.
The key to happiness is just setting the bar real fucking low.
Yeah. Also, my pets are real cute. Those are my two positives right now.
You come out here making me actually like tricking me into actually talking about something positive, and then you're just like, here's a joke.
No, okay, for real, my college. Okay, you guys, I said I was 36. Yes, I know I've been in college forever. My work's paying for me. I get a bachelor's. I grew up dirt poor. No one in my family has one. Maybe one person does. I haven't actually asked them. But it's a big accomplishment. If my work's going to pay for it, I'm going to take advantage. And I've gotten all A's. And listen, you think I put enough effort into movies? You have not seen what I do when it comes to note-taking. There's formatting. There's headers going on so that I can search for my notes appropriately. I'm real good at formatting a document. Anyway, the fact that I haven't failed and it's only week 2, miracle.
So this is the kind of thing that Michelle does, that level of organization and preparation and detail. And I used to get B's or C's in classes in high school for no other reason than, like, I wouldn't do the homework because, for example, in a lot of my science classes, the homework was go home, go through the chapter, find every bold word in the chapter, and then write that word down. and the definition of the word.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, see, you just want me to fucking go through here and just copy words off the page onto a piece of paper?
Yeah.
Fuck that. So that's my point. Is Michelle goes to this incredible, and I couldn't even be fucking bothered to write down like one list of vocabulary words.
Listen, I'm different now that I'm an adult. Oh no. I care a lot about my studies. In high school, I failed several classes because I just didn't do the homework. I went, yeah, it's obvious. 2x plus 3 equals y. I could solve that in my sleep. And so then I just didn't do the homework.
That's exactly what happened to me.
Yeah. Y minus 3 over 2. Easy. That's what x equals. I figured it out. You're welcome. What do you mean I'm failing class because I know it too well?
Yeah. Michelle, I lost. I don't know if I've ever told you this story, or I don't think I've told it on the podcast. So there's this thing called the National Merit Test, and you can be a National Merit Scholar if you reach the top percentage of this test or whatever. So I took that National Merit Test when I was in high school, and I scored a 213 on the National Merit Test, which is like 98th or 99th percentile. It was like super fucking high. And so then you get into the top level, and then they look at your grades and shit. And if you end up being a National Merit Scholar, you get like heavy scholarships to like a lot of different places, right? I missed out on being a National Merit Scholar because my grades sucked because I wouldn't fucking do the homework. Like, that's how significant a thing it was. Is that like I you couldn't make me understand. It's just like, look at my test scores. Look at like I know all the fucking information. Why do I have to just swallow and regurgitate this bullshit? I just fucking, it was so goddamn frustrating. But it probably entirely ruined my opportunity at a solid education.
I said we were ending on a positive note. That's a real bummer. I'm so sorry.
That's legitimate truth. That's exactly what happened. They were like, your test scores are great, but your grades aren't good enough. I actually wrote a letter back to them that was like, look at my test scores. I know the information. They were like, sorry, no, we can't do that.
I'd write a letter that's like, hey, listen, dummies, I'm smart as fuck. The end. Signed my name and my address and my social security number. Hey, remember when I said that breaking Michelle into news into its own segment would make these episodes shorter?
Well, you remember also, Michelle, when you said that part of the reason you wanted to split them into episodes is because you felt like you always had to rush through things and you weren't able to talk about all the stuff you actually really wanted to talk about. I don't know what part of that made you think the episode was going to be any shorter.
But that's when it came to the news. And yet today I came into this thinking, I don't have a lot to talk about. How are we even going to make it an hour long?
I'll tell you how. A fucking bottle of wine is how.
I have almost finished it. This is my gold medal of drinking. It's so rare that I drink. It's so rare. This wine has been in my fridge for a long time.
I'm telling you, Michelle, when this is done, sometimes, especially way back, I used to send you screen grabs of the recording to show like how much time I was talking and how little you were talking. I imagine this one is going to be a very unique picture. Okay, the dog is getting really feisty here all of a sudden. Is there anything more we need to talk about?
No, I'm going to go chug the rest of this wine while not recording. But I promise everyone just has to trust me that I have finished an entire bottle in 2 hours. Because I am a completionist. And god damn it, I'm not going to half-ass anything, especially when it comes to cupcake butter-kissed Chardonnay. That thing's getting drunk, and I am the one to drink it.
Cupcake Chardonnay should be your Boulay Brothers drag race name.
Oh my god, don't even. I didn't even
And
talk
I guess
about
not
Dragula.
Drag Race isn't the Boulay Brothers thing. What is it called? Dragula?
Don't even get me started. I watched both seasons of Titans while Morgan was here, and it was a miraculous time.
Cupcake Chardonnay would be a fabulous drag name. Cupcake
I would get
Chardonnay.
kicked out day one, not even week one, not competition one. They'd be like, "Why the fuck are you here?" and send me home immediately. Okay, that's all I got.
Well, you go chug the rest of that wine. I'm gonna take the doggy out to pee. Say goodnight, Michelle.
Good night, Michelle.